But thank you for coming along, everybody, and I'm assuming you're all here to hear about video. And my promise today is to talk to you about how to create an impactful video that will get your company noticed. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want to do. We want to get our companies noticed because we want to get more business, don't we? And by the end of this presentation, which is very short and I've got to talk very quickly, I'm going to show you a way that I believe every single business in the UK can be using video right now. And it's cost effective, and that's what I'm going to show you by the end of the day. Let's see if the clicker works. Yes. So the first question, those few of you who have used video may know this already, but I want to talk to you about the why. Obviously, why video, why we use video, why people engage with video is quite an important thing. And you probably won't be surprised to find out that I'm going to use video to show you.
Video works just pure and simply because it puts you one step of everybody else.
People are spending their lives looking at YouTube and all sorts of things. They watch the news on the train, they do all sorts of things. And this is the new way of communicating.
I think what video does is it puts a face to the message, and I think it's important that people in the, at the sharp end of the organisation understand who the message is from, what they're trying to say, and what it actually means.
The customer is going to sit here and be at the center of everything that Vision Express does in the next 3 years.
Innovation is the heart of the company, and we have to be ahead of the competitors with new product.
We felt that we got an enormous value beyond the simple creation of the video, in terms of the creation of the story, the telling of the marketing message, understanding what we wanted, even if we weren't communicating it ourselves particularly clearly.
Did we get what we expected? We got far more than what we expected, because the whole character of Retail Assist is actually present within the DVD.
We've done video in the past on a number of occasions, and on each of those occasions we've had positive feedback about both the content and the style.
I think we're now completely converted and see video as quite an important part of our marketing toolkit.
I don't think there's any one single thing that we could have done on our stand that would have got across that message that we're not a company that's just here today and gone tomorrow. And it's been fantastic. It's been well worth doing, and I would recommend it to anybody else that's thinking of promoting a business.
Video is a talking medium, so the fact that I'm standing up here now talking to you, you can see me, you can see my gestures, you can see my face to an extent. You know that hopefully that I'm being honest and I'm being genuine with you. And if you record somebody on video doing that, then the people who look at the video can see that that video is real, that it's honest, and you can't do that with a photo, and you can't do it with an image. So video really works in that respect as well. There are various statistics. I'm just going to go through a few with you now, because I'm not a big statistics person, but some of these really do show you how important it is to be in on the video market. So the chances of getting a page 1 listing on Google increase 53 times with the video on that homepage. Now I'm going to be talking in a while about what that video needs to look like, but just the fact that the video's there, you can see helps you. Part of the reason it helps you is because Google owns YouTube. So if you haven't got an existence on YouTube, you need an existence on YouTube, but that's partly why that works. I'm guessing a lot of people here are from relatively small companies, and your target audience is often going to be the executive of another company. Often we need to talk to the decision makers in a company. Forbes research have done quite a lot of research in what you call C-suite executives. C-suite executives have said, a lot of them have said they prefer to watch the medium of video. And 65% of those said they watch the video and then they'll go and visit the website afterwards. That's a high percentage. The reason that executives prefer to watch video is because I do a lot of the job for them. You think about a video as like an executive summary, if you like. So what I do is I go and talk to the business, and I get the key points of what they want to deliver, and I help them to deliver those key points in a very short video. So for a homepage video, it can be as little as 90 seconds. So you can never put all the detail on it. So if an executive is looking at your company, comes to see a video and they've got a 90-second executive summary on the homepage, that's why they can see, oh, I can get a real idea about that business. Do I like those people? Do I want to do business with those people? And that's why executives do prefer video. 78% of people watch online video at least once a week. That's, phenomenal, isn't it, really? That's just the volume of people who are watching video now. 55% say they watch every day. 54% of people in the UK, that's just over half. This is an important one, isn't it? After watching a video, go through to click on the brand's website. So whether that's an advert or it's an information video, they see it, they see the brand, they go through to click on the website, and that's what we all want, isn't it? That's what I want. Go to, you know, find me on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else, you see one of my films, you need people to click through to the website. That's what this is all about. So you can't talk about video without mentioning YouTube. Now within my industry there's a certain snobbery about using YouTube. My own belief is you're kind of mad not to use YouTube, because YouTube are owned by Google and they have spent literally millions of pounds researching how to make video work for the wider an audience as possible. So what your YouTube video engine does that you and I probably can't do is that they look at the person who's trying to watch the video, they see what their bandwidth is on their broadband, and they will play them one of 4 or 5 choices of size video. So they make sure that the video will work on that person's computer. If you decide to put your own video on your own website, not through YouTube, you host it yourself, you have a big decision to make, because you can either go for a really nice high definition video, which is really high quality, in which case those people who are looking on smaller computers with smaller broadband won't be able to watch it. It'll keep stopping and starting and jerking, and they'll just click away. Or you have to make the decision, I'm going to put a video on that absolutely everybody can watch. In which case you put a small file video on your website, and those people who have got high definition and want to watch it full screen on their Macs or whatever will just see this tiny little video, and it won't impress them because it'll be low quality. So if you let YouTube do it for you, YouTube helps to decide for you what the best player is for that particular video. So it makes sense to use YouTube. And of course the other thing is, YouTube is now the second largest search engine. I don't know how many of you are aware of that. Now YouTube is owned by Google, but YouTube in itself is being used as a search engine by a lot of people. So this goes back to what I said earlier on. If you don't have a video on YouTube, if you're a business and you don't have an existence on YouTube anywhere, then you are missing out on a percentage of audience, whatever that video it is. So it really does make sense for every company to have some kind of video if you're going to maximize use on the web. So YouTube has over 1 billion unique visitors every month, quite impressive. 70% of YouTube watchers, this is interesting, they come to watch one video. You know, you go through a Twitter link or a Twitter link or a Facebook link, you click on the video, you watch the video. 70% of people come to watch that one video, and then they end up watching more. And that's where YouTube works for you again, because they might be watching one of your competitors' videos. This happened to somebody I know very well. And they'd gone to see a competitor's video. The competitor's video wasn't good, but they made sure that their search terms are exactly the same as their competitors. So they appeared. You know, when you watch a video, you get a library down the side of the screen on YouTube. The competitor's video always appeared at the top of that list. So people went to watch the competitor's video, didn't like it, they watched their video, and they were getting a lot of business through that link. So it's really important not only to get your video on YouTube, but to make sure that you use all the right search terms. Just as you would for your website, you have to get the video found. So what's the catch? There's got all these millions of people, billions of people on YouTube. What is the catch with video? The catch is all in the title. We're talking about video for business here. Many of the YouTube visitors who we're talking about within that 1 billion want to be entertained, they want to laugh, they want to have fun, they want to watch crazy videos. They're not there for business. So the challenge for all of us in here who are running businesses and we want to get our video found is to create the video that will be attractive, it will be engaging, and to an extent it will inform. To me, there are 3 types of video content that you will find online, generally speaking. You have attractors, which are there, probably not on your website. These are probably the ones you put onto your search engine, onto your social media sites and things like that. The attractor video is there to help people to find you. So you put a video on Twitter, or you use Facebook, or you use LinkedIn or whatever, and the whole idea of that is people watch the video, you've done all the right key search terms underneath, and you've got a link to your website. So they're attracting visitors to your website. So using social media channels, and of course email marketing is a whole other avenue where you can promote this video that you've posted online, which then hopefully attracts people to your website. The second category is the engagement video. So now people have come to your website and you've got to keep them there. We have 3 to 5 seconds when people jump onto your website for them to decide, am I going to stay on this site or not? Is it the site for me or not? Very short amount of time. So if you have got a video there, which is what I'm calling an engagement video, The thinking now is you have a maximum of 90 seconds, which is so short, isn't it? 90 seconds to be able to actually engage somebody on a video before they get bored and to click away from it. This is actually on your website. So a website video which you want to engage people with. Now the idea of that, I'll do that bit in a minute, the idea of having that engagement video on your website is to let them have that executive summary I talked about a bit before. So they get an idea of your company. Do they like you? Do they like the sort of things that you say you represent? Do they feel that they can do business with you? Even though at this point they don't know the detail, it's an overall message of, you get an idea of the sort of the culture, the ethos, the values that you represent in that 90 seconds. And what you want them then to do is to go through to an inside page. Because to an extent, once they've clicked onto an inside page, to an extent you've got them. They're interested and they want to know more. This is just a little note here that not, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but not everybody likes to engage with visual medium. There are people out there who just want to read. So whatever you do have in that high-level message of that 90-second video, you do need to make sure that you have some text that corresponds to that underneath, because you don't want to lose those visitors either. So it's important to try and cover both. So the third category I'm going to move on to now is the information video. So this is now, you've attracted them, you've engaged them, and they've come to an inside page of your website, and you need to engage them and you need to inform them. In my opinion, you don't need to sell to them. People don't want selling to anymore. It needs to be much more gentle than that. You need to promote and you need to inform. People like free information. So give them information about maybe demonstrations on how your product works. Give them case studies on how your product maybe has helped other people. So it's all that kind of information video which sits on the inside page of your website. Because you've engaged these people and they've come through the process, when they come to an inside page, they're happy to watch a much longer video. People will actively watch 3 to 5 minutes worth of video on an inside page of your website. If you put that on your home page, you won't get them and they'll click away, because at that point they're not engaged enough with your content. So you need to engage them with your content first, and then, you know, some people will just sit and quite happily watch videos. If the topic that you're offering them, if the subject of your website and your products is interesting to them, people will happily sit and watch those videos. Okay, so there are two types of video here. We're going to more specific now, which I am saying to companies like yourselves that the best ones that you probably can be using right now. Now, the obvious one, which everybody talks about, is promotional video. Some people like to use the term corporate video for that. I particularly don't like the word corporate video because there's a certain kind of connotation which is, to me, old-fashioned. So I don't like that. But promotional video. Now, this is about my own personal belief here, and my own ethos of our company is that people buy from people. We buy from other people. We don't, unless you're talking about a commodity, like you're going a TV, you go onto Amazon, buy a TV, and it arrives. Generally speaking, people want to know they're going to get the service, they're going to get the after-sales service. They want to know who they're dealing with, and they find that out from other people. So if we were making a promotional video for a widget that somebody's made, for example, the way that we would like to approach that isn't just to take lots of pretty pictures of the widget itself. We want to talk to customers who have bought that widget and who have used it and can talk to people about what benefits that they've got from using the widget. How has it changed their life? What difference has it made to their business? How has it made their life easier? People respond to that because that's really what we're looking for. Generally speaking, when we buy a new product, we want it to serve a purpose in our lives. And if we know that that product is going to serve the purpose because lots of other people have said that, then they're more likely to buy it, in my opinion, than if they just see lots of pretty pictures of the actual widget in action. So I think a good promotional video will do that. Make your message personal. This is a film that we made for a national pharmaceutical company. They came to me initially because they wanted a corporate video which showed off their fantastic factory, which is in Budapest, and they've got all these robots that fly about, and it's all very jazzy. And we talked to them about our ethos and said, surely what you need to be doing here, because they work specifically within the optical industry, so they do a lot of business with opticians. And in the end, what we made for them, because they need to be able to talk to these opticians and they need an ongoing relationship with their customers. It's not a one-off purchase, it's an ongoing relationship.
We're here to make sure that the customer is satisfied in every way, and we try and do that by offering the best possible products, the best possible service at the best possible price, and we strive to do that day in, day out, every day of the year.
Our view is comfort is king, and our belief is that with the range of the Clarity One Day family of lenses, we've achieved that in terms of offering the patients high levels of comfort, that they can wear lenses right through as long as they want to wear lenses for, and we have a philosophy now where practitioners can prescribe our products in the healthiest materials with the safest modality in any design, whether that's a sphere, a toric or a multifocal. Sauflon does more than any other contact lens manufacturer to bring patients back to the eye care professional for their repeat purchases of their contact lenses. And our vision and our passion going forward is to continue to produce innovative world-class products and also providing our customers with the very best in terms of service. That's absolutely key and is fundamental to the culture and the core of the business.
They hardly mentioned the products in those first two pieces at all. And it's such a compelling video. The whole idea was that video was going to be on their website as a promotional film. What they now do is they use that as an introductory film to their sales process all over the world. It's been translated into 5 languages. And before they start the sales process with any new potential client, they sit them down in a room like this and they show them the film. Because obviously that CEO cannot be in the room every time to do that sale. It's the sales team that are doing it. But what the people who can see, they can see what is at the heart of that company, and they can see that they're being really genuine. And it's been a fantastic tool. And I use that process for myself, our own promotional films, and I think people want to know who they're dealing with. So that's what I'm trying to say when it's about making your message personal.
Retail Assist come up with the right solution for you, whether it's a small company or a...
The second way of making promotional videos personal, and I think this is one of the most powerful things you can do, is these people aren't from the company who the film is for. These are their best clients. I don't know if you've noticed or not, the kind of logos that have been popping up. The company I made this film for is a Nottingham-based firm. They're not a particularly big firm, but they have some big clients. So their clients, Harvey Nichols, Selfridges, Adams Kids. So when we made this promotional film for them, I went and interviewed key senior people from their clients, from Selfridges, Harvey Nicks, Adams, and they told me what a brilliant company Retail Assist is, why they chose to work with them, why they continue to work with them, and why they would recommend them to anybody who's looking for a company like that.
IT services for the retail sector. We understand retail processes, and we understand that IT services are essential to underpin and support the front line of any retail operation. We are the experts.
Obviously you have to show your products and your services, you have to show what you do, but the key content to these films is actually people talking to people, because people buy from people, and that will generate with most of your customers.
Our professional services team provides business and technical consulting, as well as project and programme management.
We go to them with the requirement, they'll write the definition, we'll sign it off, they'll provide us the project manager and the technical resource.
Much is said about partnership. With the engagements we've done so far with Retail Assist, we believe we've achieved that.
Another thing to say actually about, I wasn't going to do this, is the production of this kind of film is it can be very, very cost effective, because there are 2 ways of doing it. Either we go out as the film company and we go and visit your clients and travel around to visit them and interview them, or actually what we did for this company, because their budget wasn't huge, was they decided to have a lunch for their key clients. So they had this lunch in a restaurant, and we had a room out at the back of the restaurant, and their clients came out one by one. So we did all the filming for that in one day, and it's fantastically powerful, but you wouldn't know it, because what we do is you have to do the clever thing, and you just change the background for each interview so it looks like we've interviewed them in different places. So this stuff, people think it has to be expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. In this day and age, because of how the internet's working, you do need to have 2 versions of your promotional video. And I tell you the reason why, and it goes back to this engagement with people on websites. They don't give you much time. So the 90 seconds that I talked about on the previous page, that's the maximum attention span. If you've got a video on your homepage, that's the maximum time people are likely to give you. So 60 to 90 seconds is what's recommended. Generally speaking, that's not long enough to get your whole message across. So what I would advocate is that you have that 90-second video on your website, but you also make the longer version of that, and that's what goes onto your YouTube channel, because on YouTube people are used to watching films, 90-minute films. People don't mind watching longer films if they're on YouTube. So have a longer version on your YouTube channel, all the search words and the key terms that you use on your website should be used on those, and obviously you have to have a link then back to your website because you don't want them to stay on YouTube, you want to get them back. So you need to give them a good reason to come back to you after they've watched that film. And I should just add to that, if you're having a promotional video made, having 2 versions edited there's hardly a difference in the cost of having that done, because all the filming gets done for the long version, and then we just create a short version which is about an edit, which doesn't take very long. So it's not like you have to have 2 films. You're having 1 film and a shorter edit done of the film, which becomes this powerful, which sits on your website. So I said right at the start, one video that every UK company can use without breaking the bank. So it's a cost-effective version. And this is a video case study, and I've just touched on it really. Now, a case study is more than a video testimonial. What I talked about for the Nottingham company, we did very short interviews with key clients, and I just got what we call in the TV industry sound bites. So I got 20-second kind of sound bites from all these people, and they were just saying brief bits about why we chose the company. Yes, I think they're brilliant, I'd do business with them again. That kind of content. When you make a case study, you're telling the story of why a client chooses to use you and how they use you. And this is what a lot of us, if you're looking at buying a product or service yourself, quite often now it's about trust. New business is about trust, and it's about reputation, it's about credibility. I don't know how many of you, if you're going to a restaurant, how many of you use TripAdvisor, how many of you use programs, software like that, Booking.com if you're going to a hotel? If you use Amazon, do you look at the reviews, see what other people have had to say? How many of our decisions now are made based on the trust, because we trust that 300 other people have been to that restaurant and they all give it 5 stars? It's a no-brainer. You're going to go to that restaurant. If you're in a city you haven't been to before and you want to find a restaurant, why would you go to a restaurant which has only got 1 star and 1 review when you can go to one that's got 300 reviews with 5 stars? You're just going to go to one that you trust. And that's not about the restaurant promoting to you at all. That's about other people. It's a bit like crowdsourcing in a way, isn't it? That's about other people saying how it's good. And that's because we are more and more, in this day of the internet, we're more and more trusting the views of other people more than we're trusting the promotional, the sales blurb that's given out by companies. This is a good way of doing that.
2 years ago, we decided to use video for 2 reasons. One was to be able to give our customers something to take away in case we missed anything that we wanted to say during the process of meeting that person for the first time. By having a video with all of those things that you would want to say on it, it gives the customer a chance to actually think about you, talk about you, and really have something better than a business card to take away. The quality of the video is the key, because a poorly made video will just send out totally the wrong message. The communication between the company and the person that's trying to make the video is very important. The video has got to reflect what you want to say, and unless that person understands exactly the message that you want to get across, there's no way.
We spoke to Dave. Dave came round. He came up with some good ideas again. He gave us a good price. You know, there was no decision for us. Alpha was the one we was going to pick.
The second issue was the fact that we, at that time, were wanting to do shows at the NEC in Birmingham, Grand Designs, a home build and renovation show, and we wanted to have some sort of video system that would introduce new clients to our products, to our services, and like a sleeping salesman would be running in the background. Movement of pictures always gets people looking and talking. The video running on the stand gave us a look of professionalism that I couldn't second. I don't think there's any one single thing that we could have done on our stand that would have got across that message that we're not a company that's just here today and gone tomorrow. It was fantastic. Video works just pure and simply because it puts you one step of everybody else. And it's been fantastic. It's been well worth doing, and I would recommend it to anybody else that's thinking of promoting a business.
The beauty of it is, for businesses who are trying to promote their business but maybe haven't got huge budgets to begin with, is this is really cost effective, because as a production company, this is one visit from me to one of your best clients. You do the interview, you take a few shots of their business and how what you've done for them has made a difference, and it's all done in a very short space of time, and then it's a short edit. So it is a cost-effective way of, if you want to take that first step onto the ladder of video, and maybe you don't want to go for the all singing, all dancing promotional video with case studies and interviews in it, which it is going to cost more because there's more work involved. We have to visit a number of places to film. The case study is one visit, get it done quite quickly. So it's a good stepping stone, if you like, if you're thinking of doing video. And absolutely anybody can do this. You know, I've made these for accountants, I've made them for solicitors, and we all know accountants and solicitors aren't visual businesses, there's nothing to see. But it doesn't matter with something like this. What you're seeing is the genuine story of somebody who has used that accountant, who's prepared to stand up and say, yeah, I've used them, they're bloody good, and I would recommend them to you. And that's what it's about. And thank you very much for coming, I appreciate your time. And I'll see you hopefully over on stand 224, which is diagonally across from here, right on the other side of the hall, right towards the back corner. Okay? Thanks for coming. Cheers.